Hello, everyone. Welcome to Love Chat with the Love Twins. I'm Gladys Diaz. I apologize for being a few seconds late as my computer decided it needed a reboot. And that's live TV, as they say. All right. So I want to go ahead and jump in and get started with today's topic because, as usual, these topics are taken from the conversations that we're having with you, the things that you are sharing with us at events when you post questions to the Heart's Desire Sister Circle, and also when we have conversations with you, whether you're in our programs or we just happen to have a conversation with you, maybe somebody on our team. So one of the things that we know starts to happen, first of all, I just want to acknowledge that this is a holiday weekend, and sometimes around this time of the year, things start getting feelings start coming up, right? Feelings start coming up around, and I believe we talked about this last week, but I just want to acknowledge it because it is actually the holiday weekend. I'm sorry, the holiday week. And you might be feeling a certain way. You know, some people feel very excited that it's almost the end of the year, and they're like, it gives them like a surge of excitement, right? That they're going to move forward, that they're going to end the year strong. For some people, they feel like it's too late to do anything about what's happened. And for other people, they're somewhere in the middle. They're just not sure, like, is it worth it, right? Is it worth even um, trying at this point? So, what I want to say before I jump into today's topic, which is why men who aren't good for you feel the most exciting, is that if you're feeling any one of those ways, we're here no matter what stage you're in, right? Because if you're ready to hit the ground running, there is still a whole month and like half a week to go. So much can happen um, when you have a conversation with a person who can give you a clear plan. So we're right now working with our clients to close 2025 strong, and you're going to be hearing about something coming up in the next couple of weeks as well. If you're in that space where you feel like it's too late, I'll just think about it next year. I just want to encourage you that there is still time, and if you want a clear plan, we're going to let you know in a little bit how you can set up a time to speak with one of our love breakthrough, what do we call them? Love breakthrough coaches, love breakthrough specialists is really what they are, so that you can get that clear plan. Because whether it's 4 weeks or 6 weeks or 6 months, if you don't have a clear plan, it's very difficult to take even the first step, much less the next one and the one after that. Okay. So that's if you're there. And if you're somewhere in the middle and you're not sure, clarity is queen. So you want to be able to speak to someone about, look, I'm feeling this way. I'm not sure, right? Should I just call it? We're never going to tell you to call it quits, and we're never going to tell you to press the pause button. But what would be my next best step? My next best step. I think I should take a sip of water. But seriously, if you're not clear, you start to make unwise choices. You start to let your emotions hijack your nervous system, hijack your thinking, and then you just don't make the wisest and what we call the best next step. So we're going to be dropping a link in a little bit about to let you know how you can speak with someone just to get clarity. And this is for people who have never had a love breakthrough session. If you've already had a love breakthrough session, you've gotten your steps, whether you chose to take them or you're working or not, or you're working on them, please allow people who have not had that conversation yet to have the call, because otherwise it takes up a spot. And you know that you can reach out to us in the Heart's Desire Sister Circle. If you're a client, you can always reach out to us on any of the many platforms that we have for our clients. So with that said, and talking about hijacking, right? Emotions, hijacking nervous system, hijacking thinking, hijacking your better sense. I really want to talk about today about why men who aren't good for you sometimes feel like the most exciting. And then how do you rewire your attraction? What are we going to call it? Like your attraction meter, people call it their picker, their radar, right? Um, how do you rewire yourself so that you're attracting what's a match versus what feels exciting? And I'm going to tell you why that's important. Because if you're a high achieving woman and you're wondering, why is it that the men I'm attracting, it's not always that you're attracting the bad guy. right? It's not always the guy who's a liar or a cheater or somebody who's not ready for commitment. Sometimes it's that. Sometimes you keep attracting great guys who you just don't feel that there's a what people call the spark, or that there's any chemistry with that person. Of chemistry or spark or excitement isn't the right match. Sometimes it's the guy I was talking about first, right? The guy who's not ready for commitment, but you're just like, I've just never felt like this for somebody else. Or when we have conversations, I've just never felt this connected with somebody. And then you're confusing chemistry for the actual partner. So I want to talk about that today, because if you've been wondering, why is it that the guys who I'm most attracted to are not attracted to me, or the guys that I feel the most chemistry with or I feel most excited about are not always the right guy. And then the man who is consistent, who calls, who shows up, who asks me out ahead of time, the available man, the man who's emotionally mature and is ready and is actually wanting a relationship, sometimes that can feel calm and it can even feel boring, right? So if you've experienced that at all, first of all, I don't know if anybody has said, oh, hi, hello, Sarah Rose. I see one person saying hi. What is going on? Why are y'all so quiet? I know it can be a triggering, it can be a triggering topic, but we get to talk about it, because if we don't talk about it, then that means we're not dealing with it. And if we're not dealing with it, meaning addressing it, I'm not talking about powering through or, forcing something to happen. We would never advise you to do that. But if we don't address something, then it remains in that blind spot area, and you never feel empowered inside of this conversation. So why is it? Why is it that this happens, and how do we rewire? How do you rewire your attraction so you're feeling attracted to, and you are attracting men that you are feeling are a good match? Okay, so why a lot of women feel very, very excited by sometimes not the right man, and not so excited by the good man, is because that spark that you're feeling, that surge of, we'll call it chemistry, that you're feeling, it's not actually love. It's not that. It, there's actually something deeper than that. And once you understand it, you can finally choose differently, meaning you're choosing with what's aligned with you and what's best for you. So let's talk about what's really happening when you're drawn to a man who's really not a good fit for you, because he's not ready for commitment, or he doesn't match your values, or it's just not the right match. When we say right match, we're not talking about his looks, we're not talking about his bank account, we're talking about a match for your vision, a match for your values, a match for you. Okay, so first, we acknowledge that you've worked really hard. You've been working very hard on building a life that you feel proud of, a life that you love and you want to share, right? So, what happens when you're a highly driven woman is that your brain associates hard work or effort with worth. So, work and worth become collapsed. And in other words, if it doesn't feel like hard work, you don't always trust it. If it's happening too easy, you're like, oh, it's too good to be true. Or, this was just too easy. It's just too flowy. And your like spidey senses start going off, right? You start to question. You start to question whether it can be real. So what's actually happening is that you're subconsciously attracted to men, and this is not a conscious choice. When I say subconsciously, I mean your brain is doing the choosing and thinking for you, and I'll talk more about what's actually driving that. But you're subconsciously attracted to men that you have to prove yourself to, or that you have to work hard to get them to be interested, or you feel like the guy says he's not really interested, for example, in a committed relationship, and you're like, oh, that's because he hasn't dated me yet. Like once he gets to know me, and then you're in this over performance phase or stage, and that can be exhausting. It might feel fun at the beginning. I'm telling you, it's not sustainable, and it is exhausting. Plus, he's not even getting to know the real you, right? So if you find that you keep dating people where you feel like you have to keep starting the conversation or keeping the conversation going, or you feel like you're the one having to bring up or hint about seeing each other or spending more time together, consider that chasing or that waiting to be chosen or that pursuing them for their attention or their affection, that creates a rush. Guess what the rush is caused by? Chemicals, chemicals, chemistry, chemicals in your body. And that rush many times is confused for love, but it's not. It's actually your nervous system responding to something that feels familiar. It's something that feels familiar. It could be that it's a person that you previously were very attracted to. This person reminds you of somebody who you were previously at another point in time attracted to. And then that makes you feel like you're very like, oh my gosh, like I feel like I've known him. Have you ever said that? I feel like we've known each other forever. I feel like there's just such a connection that I've never had before. It's really your nervous system and also your body reminding you, it's just remembering about an experience that you had with someone that this person reminds you of. Now, that person that you were massively attracted to in the past, the not so great news, aka bad news, is about that is that unless you're still with that person, it means that that person who you're relating to as familiar is not the right match, right? So that if that person wasn't the right match and there's things about this person, I'm not saying if they look familiar, I'm talking about that, oh my gosh, it just feels like there's so much chemistry here, there's such a spark. A lot of times it is your nervous system remembering something about this person that strikes as familiar. But if that person wasn't good for you, it could be that what's being activated are old wounds, past chaos, inconsistency that you felt before. And because your body has cellular memory and your nervous system remembers and your body remembers, your body calls it chemistry. You're feeling all these physical sensations, but really it's unhealed energy that's trying to repeat a pattern. All right. So I want to stop there for a second and hear and ask, what are you hearing when I say this? Because it's really important, first of all, that you're not making yourself wrong about anything. Okay. There isn't anything wrong here. This is happening very subconsciously. And this is why we're bringing awareness to it. Because like I said a little while ago, we're not aware of it. Then how in the heck can we resolve it? Right. So let me see let me look over here at the comments if we've got any comments. Okay, so I'm not seeing any. This is your time. This is your this is your moment. At least I'm not seeing any in the comments that I can see in front of us. I know we're on different platforms, but here's the thing. If anything right now is getting activated, any type of guilt or shame or whatever, I really want to invite you to just take a breath and bring acceptance to the space. Bring acceptance to the space that it was maybe you were making choices in the past that you just didn't have the knowledge. You were making the best choices you could at that time, but now you're learning something different so you can make different choices. Okay? So if it's true that your body is remembering, it's seeing something or noticing something as familiar, it's doing this flood or this surge of chemicals that's making you feel very attracted to somebody without knowing, many times without knowing very much about them at all, right? And then you all of a sudden don't want to date anybody else. You start being exclusive before even maybe he hasn't even brought it up, because you're just getting to know each other. You want to take the time to get to know each other. Maybe because you're feeling this, you actually do feel more connected to the person than you actually are. And so you want to take your time. You don't have to, I always say, you've heard me say this before, if it's forever, you don't have to rush anything. You don't have to rush it. So, and you also don't want to be on guard and all suspicious. You just want to pay attention. Pay attention. How much do I really know about this person to feel this level of connection? Okay. So let's flip it. When a man is emotionally present, he's being consistent. with his actions and his words, when he's being intentional about letting you know that he's interested in you, about showing you attention and affection, about really what, like he really seems interested in you. And so he's wanting to create that connection, right? Why is it that sometimes you feel like, he's nice, right? He's he's okay. He's a nice guy. This is what Michelle and I hear. But he's a nice guy. Like with that little voice. And it's because you're like, I just don't feel that, right? That rush. And so you ask yourself, well, where is that spark? Why is he calling me so much? Why is he so needy? It feels like he's so needy because he calls me every day. Meanwhile, the other one who doesn't, you're praying that your body gets flooded with those chemicals and that surge of excitement when he texts you once every 2 weeks, or after you text him first, and then he's at least being polite to respond to you, but not because he was thinking about you and he wanted to make sure that he asked you what you were doing this weekend. The nice guy, the consistent man, the emotionally available man is doing those things, and you're questioning, like, why don't I feel that? Right? Because if you're so used to earning your way to attention, or earning your way into a connection, or having to work hard to make something work, to make something happen when it comes to dating and relationships, you will start to question that. You'll feel like this just feels too easy. But I want to ask you a question. What if consistency isn't actually boring? What if somebody who is like truly consistent in their words and their actions, who's trying to do he's putting in the effort, right? So you don't have to get on your radar, to connect with you, to make sure that he's, locking in next week's date. It's not that he's needy. It's not that he doesn't have anything better to do. It's like he really wants to spend time with you, right? So what if stability and consistency is not boring? What if it's exactly what you and your nervous system need, but your nervous system doesn't recognize that yet? What you want to remind yourself is that real love isn't chaos. It's not chaotic. It's not crazy. It's not, yes, everybody loves to feel the butterflies and everybody loves that. There's nothing like that experience when you're starting to get to know someone and you start to actually fall in love with someone who's falling in love with you, right? Real love isn't chaos. It's peaceful. It's easy. And it feels safe. It feels emotionally safe. So the reason it doesn't feel familiar, or you're not feeling that surge of familiar chemicals spooling around or swishing around, is because you've been wired for effort, for performance, for work, not for partnership. So what we want to do is rewire our subconscious and our nervous system so that we are now attracting and responding to what is a match. Because I haven't read everybody's love vision. Like, I'm not familiar with every single woman who's here's love vision, but I would bet really good money that it doesn't say, I worry about whether or not he's going to call. I often wonder if he's really interested in me. I sometimes have to wait to hear from him. I'm pretty sure that's not in your vision of ultimate love, right? Your ultimate love vision. It probably says we know that we're each other's one and only. We make each other feel loved and safe and heard and seen. We support and encourage one another. We make sure to let one another know that we love each other. That's what creates emotional safety. That can start when you rewire yourself. That can create super chemistry, chemical reaction, because I am actually getting everything that I dreamed of. I'm actually experiencing the relationship of my dreams. I don't have to wonder if it's possible. I am living it, right? So if you want to shift your attention and your energy, because remember, energy flows where attention goes. So if you want to shift your attraction and your attention from the emotionally unavailable or not quite ready yet, or the person who throws breadcrumbs but doesn't give you the feast that you're worthy of, and you want to shift that to being with somebody who is emotionally available, relationally available, is ready to get to know you, who's interested in you, who does give you genuine attention and affection and make sure that you know that, hey, I am interested in you, I want you to know and have no doubts about that, then here's what you got to do. You want to shift from men who aren't sure to men who are certain. Men who don't know if they want a commitment to men who are ready for commitment. There's 3 shifts you want to make. And these are the 3 shifts we help our clients make. So first you want to shift from chemistry to compatibility. And I'm going to tell you what compatibility is. Compatibility doesn't mean that you think the same way and you have like check, check, check on every single idea and thought that you've ever had, right? That's not what compatibility is. Compatibility is about connectivity. Okay, remember, intensity isn't intimacy. Compatibility is about connectivity. What is it connecting to? Your vision, your values, the things that you hold dear, the experiences that you want to have, what you want to feel in a relationship. Real connection doesn't spike your anxiety. It raises your receptivity and it aligns with your values. So there is that excitement like, oh my gosh, I'm actually experiencing what I dreamed of, what I said I wanted, what I said I wouldn't settle for less than extraordinary love, and I'm living it. So you want to switch out, you want to shift from only seeking chemistry to seeking that compatibility, that real connectivity where we are connected on our vision and our values. That's the first shift. The second shift is you want to shift from effort to ease. From effort to ease. What does that mean? Stop equating struggling, things being hard, difficult, with them being valuable. For a lot of people, the harder it is, the more worth it is. No, you don't have to struggle when it comes to love. Love is not about struggle. It's not about effort. It's about ease. You don't have to work for the right man's love. You don't have to work for his attention. You don't have to wonder if he's interested because he's always making sure you know. His actions match his words. And he makes a real effort. He's always trying to make sure that you're fully aware that he is interested, that he does want to be with you, that he's energetically aligned with you and your values. That's what the right man will do. So you're not going to feel that it's hard. It's going to feel easy. It's going to flow. It's going to be an energetic match. And then the third shift is you want to shift from falling in love with potential to creating actual partnership. Okay, so you are not his healer. You are not his rehab. He is not your DIY project for you to fix and improve because you see a potential there, right? The right man, a high quality man, is not a project waiting for you to improve or fix him. He's not. You want to choose men who are ready now, who are showing interest now, who are making the effort now, not men that you think might one day be a great match once they get it together, once they resolve this issue, once they get their feet back on the ground. You want to be looking for partnership, not potential. So those are the 3 shifts, okay? From chemistry to compatibility. You can also put in parentheses connectivity, like you're actually connected. The second shift is from effort to ease. And the third shift is from falling in love with potential to actually creating a real partnership. So from potential to partnership. Okay. And this is the actual inner transformational work that we walk our clients through. And it's also why we've created a Black Friday sale that is specifically, if you want to start creating aligned love, like the kind of love that actually makes you feel adored, this Black Friday special is for you. Okay. So it's called the Alluring, Aligned, and Adored mini course. Okay. And this mini course has a lot of different pieces to it. And I want you to hear that what it is look at the 3 A's that we're talking about. Alluring, meaning you don't have to force. A woman who's alluring, it's like there's this magnetic, attractive, compelling energy that the right man recognizes. He may not be able to put his finger on what it is, but there's just something he can't resist. It's aligned because it's aligned with your vision, with your values, with what you most want to experience in a loving relationship. And you're, instead of feeling anxious, you're left feeling adored. So you're switching out anxiety for being adored. Okay. And that feeling adored is one of the most, I would say, one of the most valuable things that you get from a real loving relationship is that you do, I call it, you know that you know that you know that you're loved. You're not wondering, you're not crossing your fingers, you're not hoping. The experience that you're having every which way, emotionally, physically, spiritually, is telling you, is giving you the signs. It's not about chemistry. It's about that connectivity, about that real connection. So it's called Alluring, Aligned, and Adored. And it is a mini course, and it's a guided mini course. What does that mean? You're going to have a guided journaling experience as part. It's like a 31-day guided journaling experience, so that every single day you're reconnecting with yourself, you're reconnecting with your vision, you're becoming the woman who is alluring, aligned, and adored every single day. So inside of that guided journaling experience, you're getting there's a daily teaching, there's like a mini lesson, that's why it's a mini course. And then you also have some journaling prompts to go deeper than the surface, right, to the heart of the matter. You're going under the surface to the heart of the matter. And then there's a daily affirmation. Why? Because over those 31 days, you truly are becoming ready to receive that, what we're calling the greatest love you've ever known. So in order to do that, it's a daily becoming. I want you to think about it: daily expanding, daily evolution. Every day you are shedding what doesn't align with your love vision, and you are becoming the space where the love, the greatest love you have ever known, comes to live. That is what you're creating over this 31-day experience. Okay. In addition to that, in the guided journaling experience, we're going to be breaking old habits and creating new ones, breaking old patterns. You've got habits when it comes to love. If you're used to forcing and pushing and making things happen, now you're going to learn, how do I step into ease? Gladys, you're saying it, but that sounds so unfamiliar. That does not give me a surge of chemicals, right? It doesn't. I'm not used to it. It's unfamiliar. So we're going to teach you how to do that in this guided journey. That's why it's a guided journaling experience. Okay. And as you're going through those 30 days, you're embodying, because real love, like that ease, comes from embodiment, where you're not just thinking about it and you're not talking about it. You are being. That's what embodying. So you'll see throughout the journal, we spell being with a capital BE, being, and becoming with a capital BE, because you are embodying that alluring presence, that magnetic, compelling presence of the irresistible woman, as you are shedding what doesn't align with your love vision, so that you can create being adored. Okay. And this is going to have you walk into the new year emotionally aligned, magnetic, and ready to meet the man who is the right match for you. Okay. So you get that 30, we made it 31 days because we actually, have 31 days in December. So 31-day guided journaling experience with those daily prompts, a daily lesson, a daily affirmation. You're also going to get a guided meditation about embodying irresistible love. That's a new meditation that we have. And then you're going to get weekly laser audio coaching. So those of you who are on our list, you know that I send those, they're called pocket coaching, audio coaching. We call them love notes. You're going to get weekly. So at the start of the week, to reset yourself, to get reconnected to your vision, you have daily prompts anyways, but let's say day 1, day 8, like every 7 days, you're getting an audio message with clear coaching that sets you up for the next week. Okay, so you're going to hear my voice, possibly Michelle's voice. We're going to be walking you through that 31 days with power, with ease, with flow, with confidence. Okay, and then you're also going to get, as a bonus, you're going to get a ticket to our first event of 2026, which is the Love Vision Intensive. That is how you are going to set the space. Now that you've done the 31 days of releasing and receiving, right? Releasing what doesn't match and receiving what does. Now you're ready to welcome in the love of your life in 2026. All right. So these 31 days are important so that we close out 2025 ready to receive the love that is already waiting for you and making 2026 your year of that aligned love, the love that's just like, oh, I feel the chemicals, like my heart's pumping, I'm sweating a little bit because I know what's waiting for you on the other side of this. All right. So if you are interested, if you want to get, we haven't even sent anything out, right, yet about it because it's not Black Friday yet. But if you are ready to hear about this, go ahead and write the word alluring. It's with 2 L's. Write the word alluring in the chat, whether it's on YouTube, Instagram, wherever you're seeing this. Write the word alluring, and we're going to make sure that we put you on the list to receive the link where you can get your access to the alluring, aligned, and adored mini course. I'm telling you, these 30, think about 31 days of truly preparing your heart, your mind, your life to receive the greatest love that you've ever known, that you've ever experienced. Having done it myself, like having been through, one day I was feeling like wondering whether love was ever going to happen for me again. And then after my first husband died, and then having the experience of preparing myself and then meeting my husband and having that moment where I was like, this is everything I prayed for, everything I dreamed of, it's actually happening. That's what we want for you. Okay, so go ahead and drop the word alluring in the chat. We're going to make sure we put you on the wait list and make sure you get the link when it comes out. Pay attention to your email. If you are not on our email list, you need to put the word email down below because that's how we send out the most things. Some of you also get text messages. The email is where we're going to send that out, and you're going to be getting a lot of emails on Black Friday, but nothing is going to give you the love that you're going to live in for the rest of your life. The greatest love you've ever known. No pair of shoes, no cute outfit, and I'll be doing my shopping. I'm not throwing shade on shopping, but I'm telling you, none of those things, none of those gift cards are going to give you what this mini course is going to give you, which is the life and love that you've dreamed of for the rest of your life. So make sure you drop the word alluring in the chat so that we know to send you. And I'm seeing the the comments come in. Very smart women. I love the smart women in our community. It's just, you just know, right? You just know that this is calling you, right? There's a stirring in you. Why would you put this off? And if we're going to do, Black Friday shopping, or we're going to be doing gift giving, why wouldn't I give myself a gift that I know is going to be paying dividends for the rest of my life, that I get to buy this one little thing for myself at an incredible price so that I can have the love, the happiness, the joy, the intimacy, the commitment, the connection, that real chemistry, the kind that lasts for the rest of your life. Why wouldn't I give that to myself? Put myself at the top of my list, not because I'm selfish, but because I'm self-lovish, because I love myself first and I love myself more so that I can attract a man who's going to love me, adore me, and want to make me happy for the rest of my life. Why wouldn't I give myself that? So that's everything that you get inside of the Alluring, Aligned, and Adored mini course. Make sure you pay attention. Pay attention. We'll also be posting in the Heart's Desire Sister Circle. But those of you who put Alluring, you're going to hear about it first. We'll make sure of that. Who knows? You might even be getting an email or a text before anybody else does. All right. So, ladies, this is the kind of love you deserve. This is the kind of love when you're about to close your eyes at night before you go to sleep, and you're imagining what it's going to look like to look next to you and see that person who's looking right back at you with more love than you almost can. It's almost overwhelming, the amount of love that you see next to you, coming at you, that you feel, that you see in his actions, in his words, how he takes care of you, how he makes sure that you know without a shadow of a doubt that you are loved. That's what we want for you. So make sure you put the word alluring in the chat and that you're ready. You're ready for a 31-day journey that's going to totally change the rest of your life. So you can tell I'm excited about it. I loved creating this for you. I love every bit of this mini course, and I cannot wait to share the 31-day journey with you. So make sure you put that word. By the way, tell your friends, like actually share this video now and tell them, hey, put the word alluring. Put it on your Facebook page. You don't know, if you don't know who to text, just go ahead and share it to your Facebook page and say, you know what, if you want the kind of love that you've always wanted, go ahead and watch this video and put the word alluring in the comments. You could be the one for somebody, another woman who's praying, wanting, desiring, and dreaming of the love of her life. And that could be a gift that a ripple, like, when they say you throw the rock in the pond and the ripple effect just goes on forever and ever. You will have created another love story, another family. Some of them you might not ever know about, okay, simply because you shared this video. So thank you for your time and your attention. Remember, we're going to be shifting. We're going to create those 3 shifts: chemistry for compatibility, connectivity. You're going to shift effort for ease, and you're going to shift potential for partnership so that you can have the greatest love that you have ever known. All right, it's been so much fun being here with you tonight. And until our hearts meet again, always remember that you are loved. Goodbye for now.